Welcome to the Lightning Lesson Series from Agile CxO. I'm Jeff Dalton, Chief Evangelist from AgileCxO.org. We're the research and development organization that provides the Agile Performance Hierarchy, training and certifications for current and future Agile leaders. In Lightning Lesson number 1, we talked about values, how to project them, how they need to trace to the work that gets done, those frameworks, ceremonies, and techniques. And in Lesson 2, we covered what Agile leaders needed to provide so their teams can be more successful. In Lesson 3, we discussed product realization and how to work with the business partners to successfully deliver solutions. I like to call this envisioning. Today, I'll be talking about craftsmanship, creating solutions to build products that satisfy customer needs. There's been a lot of talk about craftsmanship in the Agile community lately, most of it focusing on coding. But in order for your organization to be successful, whether they be development teams, product owners, scrum masters, sales teams, or testers, they're going to need more than that. I'm referring to the ongoing capability lift that you'll need to transform your team from one that practices Agile ceremonies to one that consistently delivers great products. Since it's such a hot topic, why don't we start with coding? The Agile community has been focusing on culture, behavior, and teaming, all good things, but there has been very little focus on quality. In fact, among the hundreds of Agile teams that we've assessed, very few demonstrate capability and quality, with many delivering code absent coding standards, reviews, unit testing, performance testing, and sometimes not even user acceptance. There are two things that you can do as a leader right now to improve the quality of code for your teams. If they're pushing back on the notion of structured quality, the best thing you can do is build quality ceremonies into the Agile framework that you're currently adopting. If you're using Scrum or XP, they're used to this already. We already have ceremonies for stand-ups, demos, and grooming. Why not adopt simple ceremonies for quality at the same time? And the simplest one of all is the code review ceremony. Positioned as a rapid-fire, one-time per sprint event, a team code review ceremony will not only uncover defects, but will tune the entire team into the functionality, coding style, and lessons learned that are being generated by each team member. In a self-subscription model, where developers pull stories from the backlog as their time becomes available, it can be an easy way for the team to keep track of who is working on what and what lessons they are learning along the way. The Team Code Review Ceremony, or TCR, can fix this problem and can be a fun and informative way to improve code quality. The second thing you can do to immediately improve code quality is to invest in an automated tool for unit and regression testing. It's astounding how many organizations are willing to let their teams spend hundreds and hundreds of hours hand coding tests, writing scripts, running the tests, and recording results, when a small investment in automation would not only alleviate the team from this drudgery, but would free them up to do the great creative work you've hired them to do. In fact, without this investment in these tools, it's highly likely that yours is one of those companies that really isn't doing unit or regression testing at all. People being people and wanting to avoid tedious work and exposing yourself to thousands, if not millions of dollars in risk and liability. This newfound interest in craftsmanship is welcomed, but coding isn't the only place we need to focus. In fact, it's not even the most important place. Where we see the lowest level of capability is on the front end of the process, the definition of the intended product, especially when the definition comes from the business development or sales staff. About 70% of product defects are generated during this upfront part of the project, and very few organizations are doing anything about it. If you have limited budget available for increasing capability, this is the smart place to spend it. Product visioning, road mapping, and storytelling are rare skills, and most Agile CxOs find that they have to build them from scratch. The types of skills needed here include a unique mixture of business acumen, communications marketing, and management, and a willingness to understand enough of the technology to work directly with teams to define solutions. As an Agile CxO, there are 3 things you can do right away to improve the capabilities of this most important piece of any product or solution: a definition of what needs to be built. First, identify and recruit smart business development and operations professionals who show a strong bias towards innovation, along with an understanding of technology, and then have them reassigned as product and product line owners. These people should come from the business and should not be IT business analysts. Business analysts have a role to play, but in order to really get the capability lift you need, these need to be business practitioners. Second, provide experience-based, iterative, and incremental training for all of those practitioners so that they can hone their skills as communicators, interviewers, Agile team members, and creative writers of epics and stories. These solutioneers, as I like to call them, are an integral part of your team and are people who are responsible for creating an environment where those 70% of defects just don't get injected at all right at the very beginning. Third, co-locate these product owners with your development teams, even if they are part of the business, and even if it is only for part of the time. Like the code review ceremony I spoke about earlier, it's best if you schedule events with the product owner as if they were ceremonies. This helps encourage collaboration, teamwork, and brings the needed discipline and simplicity to the process that makes all of the other Agile ceremonies so successful. Finally, once you've addressed the capabilities of developers and product owners, you can set your sights on project management. With most of the Agile teams we've assessed, the role of project manager is almost always hopelessly mangled, misapplied, and misunderstood. It's an article of faith within the Agile community that the role of project manager just doesn't exist. Yet out of 100 companies assessed by AgileCxO, 100% of them were using project managers in one capacity or another. We've seen everything from project managers who conflate the role of Scrum Master and project manager, those that insist on assigning team members their stories and tasks, and sometimes a more enlightened project manager who serves as a coordinator, managing communications, risks, budget, resourcing, and more. As the role of project manager is ill-defined within most Agile frameworks, the best thing you can do as an Agile leader is to look back at the 3 previous learning lessons for ideas on how you might use project managers, who are both necessary and useful for any type of Agile project. Project managers can provide valuable services that support Agile teams with resourcing, budgeting, communications, risks and issues, and other types of management that the teams probably don't want to take on their own anyway. That can provide senior management with the metrics information they need to make hard decisions and can add value to the long-term road mapping and release management of solutions. Where project managers probably don't add value is in the direct tasking, story prioritization, facilitation of ceremonies, or speaking for the team on issues related to performance or functionality. However you decide to treat the role you call project manager, it serves an important function and it's ill-defined in every Agile framework. Our Agile Performance Hierarchy, a model for adopting, transforming, and mastering agility, provides guidance for any organization that seeks to get more value out of this important role. Well, our time is up. Thank you for watching the AgileCxO Lightning Lesson on Craftsmanship.
Thank you for attending today's Lightning Lesson. Please visit AgileCxO.org for more information.
We're super excited to invite you to AgileCxO.org's Agile Leadership Summit in Washington, D.C. on September 22nd, 2017. At the Agile Leadership Summit, we'll enjoy lunch and networking with other Agile leaders and hear 6 lightning talks about everything you need to know to lead Agile organizations. So please join us at the Agile Leadership Summit, September 22nd in Washington, D.C.